Alright, this one is an offer without an offers page. You know, we had like 4 offers with offers page in a row, so it had to happen eventually. Underground monorail. Sounds familiar, but I'm not sure if it's because I had something that had a similar offer name, or if it's actually an SCP that we have read of theirs, but they just don't have an office page anymore, or just didn't have that many SCPs. You know what I mean? But yeah, Underground Monorail World, The Call of the Void. Okay, that's already a strong title, I gotta say. Strong title. The Call of the Void. Here we go. Notice from the Foundation Records and Information Security Administration. As of 5th 31st 2026. As of 5th 31st 26. SCP-2544 has been reclassified as neutralized. Please note that while the special containment procedures are updated, until such time as new documentation is offered, the following description is out of date. As of relevant research has been diverted to Project Thought Contagion, no updates are expected until the project's completion. Elliot Sterling, Reclassification Department, RISA. Okay, object class, Euclid, neutralized. Special containment procedures. As the effects of SCP-2544 are widely believed by the general population to be a naturally occurring side effect of normal cognition, all persons previously assigned to its study have been reassigned to Project Thought Contagion. Thought Contagion is a medium-high priority effort to improve technology used to emulate SCP-2544, with the eventual goal of worldwide deployment and restoration of perceived normalcy. Current research goals include artificially reproducing the ability to broadcast to a specific target and solving logistical difficulties associated with altering human levels on a global scale. For more information, contact Thought Contagion Project Lead and former SCP-2544 head researcher Lori Wallace. And this... Oh, never mind. View archive containment procedures. As the effect of SCP-2544 are widely believed by the general population to be natural occurring. That's still the same. Well, this is different now. No efforts is to impede SCP-2544 unnecessary. Containment is focused instead on preventing its discovery. In addition to Foundation agents already implanted globally in scientific institutions to prevent widespread knowledge of humans, similar measures must be taken to disrupt physiological studies that may expose SCP-2544 directly. Okay, here we go. Description: SCP-2544 is a signal that is broadcast continuously through small fluctuation in the human field. You're going to sleep? Alright. The F was with you. I see you tomorrow for the SCP-2550s. Sleep well. See you tomorrow. Through small, smaller than 0.1 units. 0.01 units. Fluctuation. Attempts to locate the source of the broadcast have been inconclusive. Although the signals appears continuous, it consists of a series of short messages, here after -1, sent rapidly and with different targeted recipients. The recipient of each message is an arbitrary human being. Efforts to determine a pattern are ongoing. Instances of -1 cause anomalous compulsion in the recipient to cause themselves harm or embarrassment. Common examples of compelled actions include walking into heavy traffic, or otherwise placing oneself in the path of an oncoming vehicle, jumping from a location high enough to ensure death, and physically or verbally abusing others with no reason to believe the interaction would be beneficial. These compulsions can be effortlessly resisted, and so the observed effect of -1 is to cause an urge to perform the detrimental action that fades immediately. Sorry, I did like... Oh god, this is a little bit much. There we go. Felt like my lips getting dry. This was a lot more liquidy than it was meant to be, but it's good. This one, yeah. Beneficial was the last. These compulsions can be effortlessly resisted, and so the observed effect of -1 is to cause an urge to perform the detrimental action that fades immediately. Study of SCP-2544 has determined the process of causing its compulsion to be as follows. When an instance of -1 reaches its recipient, hereafter -A, it is subconsciously interpreted by the brain and incorporated into its thought patterns. It is believed to use the same mechanism that allows reality benders to induce lower human levels in nearby space. The method used to prevent individuals other than -A from perceiving the message is not currently understood. The interpretation of -1 triggers an info hazard embedded into the message. While every instance contains a unique info hazard, each one is functionally identical. The first effect is an attempt to compromise the brain's critical thinking ability. -1 causes -A to identify an action detrimental to their social standing, general health, or chance of survival, and consider such an action desirable. The compulsion created by -1 is effortlessly resisted by nearly all recipients. It is currently believed that the potency of an instance of -1 represents the LD50 of a population with an enormous impulse resistance index. IRE approximately equal to 4. Okay, that's way too good. Okay. LD50, lethal dose 50%. I see. Oh, the toxicity of a substance required to be lethal in 1/2 of the population, and then index. Here you go. The IRE. The anomalous impulse resistance index is a measurement of an individual's ability to be exposed to an anomalous compulsion effect without succumbing to its influence. For further information, refer to IRE, an objective measurement of mental strength. Nicholas S. Omar Z. 1972. As the main IRE of modern humans is 50 ± 3, SCP-2544 presents a negligible threat to human safety. Efforts to produce a similar effect have shown moderate success. Modified Scranton reality anchors designed to oscillate the human levels in an area have produced measurable results, but non-anomalous humans within the area of effects fail to perceive the message in roughly 2 or 3 cases. Reality benders and other human-sensitive anomalies show a success rate approximately twice as high. The mechanism by which SCP-2544 ensures -A perceives any message targeting is unknown. A partial experiment log is included in Addendum 1, and the full testing record is available by request to any personnel with level 2/2544 or higher clearance. To request access, contact SCP-2544 head researcher Lori Vallis. We already know that link does not work anymore. The Foundation first became aware of SCP-2544 in 1996, formally documenting it as an anomalous phenomenon on 11/17/96, following technological developments allowing for cant counters with significantly higher precision than earlier models. However, unrelated efforts by Foundation cosmologists to detect remnants of human fluctuations that occurred during the Big Bang have revealed evidence that it began much earlier, roughly corresponding with the emergence of early humans. Simulated models suggest that it is a period of peak effectiveness when average humans' intelligence was high enough to comprehend the embedded information, and before natural selection increased mean human IRE to greater than 20. SCP-2544 may have been responsible for up to 10% of human deaths. Okay, yeah, just wanted to double check. Addendum 1. Following it is a log of notable experiments in replicating SCP-2544 transmissions using modified Scranton reality anchors. All tests where the subject failed to perceive the message by chance have been omitted, as well as tests with insignificant results. So, Experiment 9. Experimenter SCP-2544 head researcher Lori Wallace. Subject D86514, chosen for the lack of violent history and lower than average 46 IRE. Yeah. Then broadcast a recorded instance of -1 hereafter -1-1 originally broadcast to the subject by SCP-2544. Experiment conditions: subject has access to a large station knife and a Browning high-power MK3 handgun, and is instructed to not touch either. Unbeknownst to the subject, the knife is adhered to the inside of its sheath, and the handgun is unloaded. Within 3 seconds of the broadcast beginning, subject gives the stop signal. Subject claims to have felt an urge to obtain the gun and fired on forehead. Ooh. Damn. Okay. Experiment 11. Experimenter SCP-2544 head researcher Lori Wallace. Subject, same one, D86514. Attempt the broadcast -1. Experiment conditions same as previous. Subject is given the stop signal roughly 5 seconds after the broadcast begins, telling a sudden desire to run the palm along the blade of the knife. Yeah, that's the. Some people would say that's no bueno. Some would even say das ist nicht gut. Das ist gar nicht gut. Experiment 254415 through 23. Experiment. SCP-2544 head with circular walls. Again, same D class. Attempt broadcast a record instance of -1 here after -1-2. Original broadcast through an unrelated individuals. Same as previous. No reaction noted. Okay. And then experiment 31. SCP. Yep. Same people. A message reverse engineered from -1 to be perceived by the subject, containing information about Vitus Anderson known to cause SCP-3972's effect. Same experiment conditions same as previous. Subject becomes nauseated, confirming the successful deployment of SCP-3972's info-hazardous effect, and is escorted to the on-site infirmary and questioned. Subject denies any knowledge regarding Vitus Anderson. Addendum 2. On 5th, 23rd, 26th, SCP reached containment. The document for SCP for further details. While unrestrained, it created and began to spread a lethal info-hazard now designated as SCP- through various infection vectors. It is believed that a minimum of 85% of the Earth's population was exposed in some form, however, less than 100,000 deaths were attributed to the containment breach. Recontainment proved impractical, ultimately forcing task force involved to terminate SCP. Later, researchers found that SCP- produced a little or no effect in more than 95% of individuals with an RE higher than 20, but that a similar level of infection is more vulnerable population would cause. But a similar level of infection in a more vulnerable population would cause, with near certainty, an unavoidable XK class end of the world scenario. After the completion of cleanup efforts, broadcast of SCP-2544 abruptly ceased. Research into the cause of the neutralization as well as attempts to recreate the effects are ongoing. Addendum 3. Examination of the final SCP-2544 broadcast revealed a small amount of data encoded differently than all other recorded messages. Initial analysis seemed to indicate that no meaningful information could be recovered from the extraneous data. However, an experimental error correction scheme was applied on the 6th, 14th, 26th, allowed the encoded data to be recovered. Null hypothesis rejected with p-minus value equals 0.01. This has been identified as an encrypted message in the standard Foundation footer appended to data sent over secure channels to establish information about the message composer. When interpreted this way, the footer refers to of the temporal anomalous department. There is no record of the Foundation having a temporal anomalous department, and although the name does belong to a member of Foundation personnel, she has denied any knowledge of said department of the origins of SCP-2544. Using a private key, the message has been encrypted and is reproduced below in full. There's been a containment breach, and the Foundation is completely unequipped to handle it. We haven't seen anything like it before, or so I'm told. I don't know what it is or what it's doing because they have. I don't know what it is or what it's doing because that's how it gets you. We've been able to gather is that there's some piece of information that kills you for just knowing it. So the survivors or those of us who can remain ignorant and are quick with the amnestics in case a rogue idea gets in. I don't even know how many people are still alive out there, but I can tell it's not looking good. We're out of options. We only got authorization for this because frankly we up shit's creek anyway. They say that they figured out how to beat it or at least survive it. It's just a few million years too late. That's why you come in. You and I are going to create an artificial bootstrap paradox. The hard work is done already. If you're reading this, the timeline was successfully modified. Now that you have an effect without a cause, you need to cause it yourself. If your foundation can recreate the signal and send it back, the loop will be complete and the timeline will remain stable despite extra temporal influence. If it can't, we'll be facing total temporal collapse. This is all theory, of course. The theory is sound. Good luck. Temporal Anomalies Department, Site 17, Office SL12-4. That's the whole problem with science. You got a bunch of empiricists that are trying to describe things of unimaginable wonder. Powering up. The threat of temporal failure included in the message has been deemed legitimate, and the contents have been forwarded to all personnel assigned to Project Thought Contagion. Thought Contagion research goals have been amended to include both the recreation of SCP-2544 as well as establishing a radioactive source for its original presence in its timeline. As an additional precaution, Project Lead Lori was been instructed to memorize this message and is to have access to at least one unmodified hard copy of all times. At all times, not all times, at all times. Damn, okay. A little less dark. It's still messed up because it's like this radio like it's like this broadcast that kind of like makes you want to like, you know, injure yourself or fatally. Not a good time, but like, at least a little bit better than like you know, alternate dimension version of you trying to like blackmail you, or some weird wheat demon trying to like fill your lungs with wheat if you try to steal from him. Yeah, like definitely less bizarre, but still, you know, problematic. You know, it's just like, oh shit. You want to tell me if I listen to this thing, and if there's anything that could kill me, is it? I mean, a lot of things could kill me, but like, if anything that like could fatally injure me is around me, I suddenly have the urge to use it against me. Like, ugh. No, thank you. I don't need that. I don't want that. I'm good. Yeah, we. This is a stream for the ages. A stream for the ages, I gotta say.